Hey everybody, RPG Guy here, and we're back with another episode of Let's Play Bravely Default. And we are semi-side questing and on our way to kind of save the world yet again. And we're doing things in the most structured way that I deem fit to do it versus probably the right way to do it. But again, that's all debatable at the end of the day. So yeah, we're going to do some side quest stuff. But we're going to do it in a very, very specific structure. Again, all battles have been turned off. There's really no reason, in my opinion, to turn it on. We're going to wait, actually, outside. And you might notice I'm doing these in order. From the last episode, I was dealing with all the bosses in a kind of structured order. This time, while we're doing the Wind Crystal, it's going to be a little different. We're going to do these out of order. That they would normally happen in. Why? Because of Kint. If you guys remember the spell sword who mercenaried his way between boss fights, well, we can actually handle Kint and Calmer at the same in one go, and then Kint will not show up in the other boss fights, making those other boss fights a lot easier. Whereas if you do them in story order, Kint shows up in every one and draws the battle out longer than it needs to be drawn out. So yeah, this is kind of a way to expedite this. I believe this strategy works. I'm pretty sure it does. It's just one of those things you don't forget, because you're like, wow, I'm saving myself extra time. And so we will deal with that accordingly. And again, keeping the encounters off, because like I said, we're at level 70 something. 76 or something like that. 75, right? 75 and 76 respectively. So once we get to a point where we're satisfied, or I feel we need to kind of get stronger, we will power through and start power leveling. Oops, did I leave it on? I must have left it on. We'll start power leveling in a sense. Oh, yeah, look, some new enemies there. And they're down. Alright, let's make sure that that's off, because I don't want to fight random encounters right now. We're actually going to have to put it on at some point. And we're in a weird place in the game with the story, and that'll make sense as we progress as well. Like I said, we'll grind at a certain point, and we'll worry about that then. Luckily, all the puzzles and stuff should be solved. There shouldn't be reasons to wander dungeons. That actually is coming later. There is a reason to wander dungeons later. If you remember the blue chest, that's gonna eventually rear its ugly head, and we'll have to tackle that, because those are gonna be good goodies to pick up. Oh, and let's make sure we got one. Yeah, we got one person doing thievery. Remember, every boss fight, for the most part, not every one of these bonus boss fights are going to have us deal with needing to steal from one of the multiple bosses in a boss fight.
The entire kingdom grovels at my feet, Kent. Is it not brilliant, Spellpincer?
Yes. Perhaps you are right, Cammer the Eighth. Or should I say, Belloc the Time Mage.
There is no perhaps about it. It is hard fact. And more will prostrate themselves before me over time.
Oh boy.
Through my collaboration with Profiteur's Merchantry, the price of water has surged. The people suffer greatly. The public service I have ordered will surely be a burden to them. The more I steer their discontent toward the wind vessel, the more they will all trust me. Thankfully, the Vestal has not returned from the kingdom of Paldisla. With any luck, she will never return. Without the Vestal, the people can devote themselves fully to their king. It is only a matter of time before believers of crystalism disappear from these lands. We have no need for the crystals or the Vestal. I shall become the supreme power here, and under the banner of anti-crystalism, the kingdom of Anshine shall thrive. With me as ruler, this kingdom can last 1,000 years. How delightful it will be!
Blah, 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 blah,
Do you
blah,
think
blah,
it will
blah.
be that easy?
Do not be such a bore. You'd be wise not to rain on my parade.
Yeah, but your rain is
My
yellow,
apologies.
like pee. And as usual, we kill them like the
What?
rest.
This isn't... How are you here?
Regardless, I am here. I heard everything.
And just what did you supposedly hear? What new slander is this?
You're a poor actor, King.
You have some proof, then? Some evidence to show that I made these comments? Ha!
I was about this recording device right here.
No, of course no such proof exists. I know you lot are plotting to tear me from the throne, but it won't work. It won't.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Is this what you call leadership?
Just where did you creep in from?
We came through the secret passage in the giant clock. We know that you and Propateur are in cahoots.
I trust you did not see anyone but soldiers on your way here.
What do you mean?
I see. Well then, not a soul will miss you if you and your companions die here, Wind Vestal.
You horrid beast!
Do not let any leave here in one piece, Spencer. You can name your reward.
He wants $50.
Then we have a contract. If price is no object, I shall place all on the line for this battle.
There is no place for you here, Vestal.
Alright, here we go. And we'll just throw out a the Curata. Chances are we'll get hit, so. Find that out. Nice.
Let's start the show.
You can't cast too many of those. Give it a try. Ooh, nasty.
What? You aren't running this time?
Such a reward is worth taking a few risks. I must earn my keep by holding up my end of the bargain.
I think I find better weapons. Oh no!
This has only begun!
Okay. God damn it. We should have a ride, right? Ring a bell. Tastes like healing? Yeah, it tastes like MP recovery. Ooh, that's bad. Luckily, I think we have silence resistance on, so we should be okay.
Think you're ready?
Take my aid!
And dispel Kint. Alright, Kint is down.
Still, the money has been worth it.
Kid! This isn't happening! Is there no one else?
Speed this up a little bit, guys. There's really not a lot of good options here. Looking to see if there's a better option, but I don't really see it. His little Veilga thing is what's making this battle take a little longer than it needs to. If those of you at home are wondering what the deal is, that's why our melee fighters aren't doing as much damage as they should be able to do. Now we can keep kind of a Dispel slurry constantly on him. And there's good damage when he's not got that buff on him. And he's down. more drawn out, but like I said, it shouldn't be as big of a deal going forward.
I see. I regret my failure to see through the former king's misdeeds.
Where will the kingdom go from here? How will it function in the absence of its king?
I will take up the mantle of governance for the time being, though that is no lasting solution. Ansheim will have to change. With luck, it will become a land led by its people for the benefit of all. What is certain is that it will ever be a welcome home to you and your companions, Lady Vestal. We will pray for your safe journey. Go, and bring your light to all the world.
Alright. So 1 down, 2 more little side quests in this area to go. May as well deal with it now.
Ah, good day. I believe this is our first meeting, yes? I am the chairman of the Camel and Profiteur Merchantry.
Which is a front. You are a Brutus Profiteur, merchant of death. We see right through you.
Where does this come from? You are a strange girl.
You have conspired with the Time Mage Kammer, King of Ansheim, to monopolize the well here. And you hired desert thieves to attack those who went to the oasis for water.
You have no evidence of this!
We have proof. A note containing instructions to the thieves, and another mentioning a hidden passage to the palace.
Impossible! What is going on? Why would this fall into your hands? You must have skulked into my place of work, you dastardly fiends. Fine, you have unmasked me, but this changes nothing. I will never let you leave here alive!
All I hear is wah, stop killing me, wah. So we're gonna be killing him. You know what? Throw Holy out there. I defaulted that little fucker. Okay, nothing to steal. Oh, that's just a weird turn as far as I'm concerned. Healing. So you can see Kent is not with him because we beat Kent earlier, again, making these battles easier. Because you get maximum job points of 999 no matter what in these fights. So there's no reason to have to fight a dude 3 fucking times for no benefit.
Let's start the show.
See your crit rate deal with this motherfucker. Yeah, that's literally the same amount of damage either way, so no point in using darkness. Oh, he defaults. God damn it. Good. Meaning he won't default. She usually doesn't default twice in a row. Yeah, that's good because even though we won't do much damage with this, we'll have Ring of Bells full round next round buffed to hit him. This should kill him. You would think, anyway. Yeah!
That is all you need.
I thought all you need is love, man.
Fame. Anything.
You may also notice we're not getting XP for any of these. We're strictly getting job points.
He seemed even nastier than before, don't you think?
It's not like he was doing anything differently, though.
I felt it. His words grated more than in the previous world.
I feel more relieved we have beaten him too.
Alright, blah 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 blah. And hence we're doing it with a class that's kind of wonky to level, which is Freelancer, though. Everybody will be Freelancer level 11 out of 14. It almost... See, here's the thing. You don't have to do these side quests. And here's my structure, is that I plan on doing... here's the thing. You can steal from not all of them, but a majority of these bosses to get some good weaponry. Right? In theory. And so going with that concept, that principle... Just want to make sure he's got two-handed on him. I don't care about that right now because we're not ninjas. So let's upgrade our attack here. Because we're not doing enough damage. So that ought to help. But yeah, in general, we're just like the real benefit is the job points. You get just a hint of the story element. You notice we're not getting a lot of story stuff. We're just not. Right? It's just kind of like, oh, he's more annoying in this world than he was last world. Oh, this is a little different here. One of the rearing flaws to the story of this game is going to start one of the flaws of this game is going to start rearing its ugly head, story-wise, and you may have already kind of gotten a slight whiff of that. And that's straight up the, well, I'm not going to say it, but you're going to find out eventually here. Because I don't want to waste too much of our time overall you know, doing these side quests for little story development and just job points, because 999 job points for a long ass boss fight like that, it's actually faster for us to just go grind somewhere for 200 to 250, and it's a 1-round battle. So this is not an optimal way to level up. It really is not. So the question is, why waste time with this? Because you can get extra weapons. You can get extra gear from some of these enemies. As we stole some other stuff, but it's still not better than the stuff that we have. So it's kind of up in the air, you know, of whether or not it's any good or worth the time. And we still got to come back to all these places anyway, so... But it's a good habit to at least take care of it this first time. And you'll see what I mean. Like I said, as we... within the next 4 or 5 episodes, you will understand what I mean when I say that. Right now, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And it shouldn't. And to be fair, there's actually one side quest boss we're going to skip over, which is Lord DeRosa, because he's just ridiculously difficult. And I'm just going to use the same cheapo tactic I did
It's all
before.
because of you. Don't think you're getting out of this one alive. That's what a rat gets for stumbling into a trap uninvited.
I know the pain that you feel, but I must ask you to stop this nonsense.
And the only thing I think you could steal from him is a Mega Elixir. It's not like a specialty weapon or
How
anything.
dare you pretend to
It's
know
really
me?
not worth it.
You are accosting the townspeople who come to draw water at the oasis at the merchantry's bidding. Also, the Cammer and Profiter merchantry can make money. This is pure selfishness.
Huh? What's with you people? Ugh, my head's about to split open. What about proof? Can you prove I'm behind this?
There's your evidence.
What? What? How did you get a hold of this? Criminy! Everything's going down the drain! I can't handle this thirst! You lot have come here to take everything from me, eh? Ugh. Hypocrites like you always rush about, sword in hand, ready to fleece the last penny from the likes of me without a second thought. My worthless parents were born victims who lost everything they had. In the end, they cast me aside and left me to die. So there's me, still a kid, all by my lonesome in the desert. I was taken in by what I thought were good people. But they turned out to be scum, just like my parents. They just wanted to make a quick buck off me. Once I was worthless to them, I was out on my backside. Do you know who saved me in the end? A band of thieves. Now isn't that something? They took from others, but gave me a reason to live. It was them who taught me that to make it, you have to be the exploiter, not the exploited. So that's what I do. I won't give that up for a bunch of pretenders like you!
Let's do this. You know what? Because they usually default in the first round. Or they have been to us recently. Might be in our best interest to hold off. Except for her. She's a little squishier. And I don't even... It went by so quick, I don't know if I stole or not. Nope. About 25k right there. We're just gonna mug again just to make sure. Couldn't steal anything. Okay. If we don't get it from some of these the items from some of these bosses, not the end of the world. We did put him into a situation to stop. Mug some more. There we go. He's down.
If only I could see one last time. Not my parents. The boss.
Bye, Felicia. And everybody learns flee. Yeah.
We've defeated a man who admits he is rotten to the core. Yet I feel bad about it for some reason.
I understand. But nothing can justify what he's done.
All I hear is blah, 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 blah. Okay. So with that said, let's head on out. Went down. You know what? Screw this. We're not gonna walk this. We're gonna teleport stone on out. We're gonna heal up and kind of get ready for what's on its way. Wait a minute. Why am I walking deeper into a place I'm trying to leave from? Oh my god. You guys just can't take me anywhere. You can't. You just can't. You know you're tired when you're wandering into random areas. Okay. Okay. Let's get on our boat. Now, if you are impatient, you strangely enough can expedite yourself to the ending. I'm reluctant to, okay. That's the thing. Here's the thing. I could just tell you what happens because there's nothing to really see. Or do we do the side quest? Yeah, but then we're talking like an extra 10 to 12 episodes because there's a lot here, you know, there is a lot that's coming up. And it becomes a kind of counterintuitive issue. I'm debating in my head what I really want to do here, and it's It's starting to dawn on me that there's an easier way to really get through the game versus what we're doing now. We're pretty high level, like we're high enough level to beat the game, and there is a way to go to, in a sense, end game if you really wanted to. Saved, but we'll worry about that in a moment here. because it gets to a point where you've got some big decisions to make. And okay, so let me explain really quick, since we're gonna head to the Wind Shrine, and I gotta walk kind of around through the shortcut anyway. The game is gonna start repeating the same world over and over again. We're gonna restore all the crystals, and then the world repeats again, and no real different story information actually comes from it. And then we can go and fight all of these bosses again in the exact same format we're fighting them now. And then we can unlock all the crystals again. And then we can fight all of the bosses in a new format, which they're just slightly stronger than they were before. And they show up in different groupings a little bit. So there's a little bit of a change. And you have the chance to steal some of the better gear in the game. Arguably. The catch is again, there's very little story development. There's very little reason to do it. And if I were recommending this casually to anyone, my casualness would say, don't waste your time with the side quests. This story isn't worth it. This part of the story, rather, isn't worth it. So what can you do? New enemies exist in the overworld and stuff. You can grind some levels. I'm gonna do a little bit of that now, before tackling the first boss of this kind of repeated world, because then we can decide whether or not we want to do all the extra repetition side quests or to go straight to the end. Now, here's the thing. Normally, I would always do side quests. Most of you guys who've watched this channel know that. However, side quests that offer you no depth of story, or even just a tiny depth of story, usually it has to be decent story. Okay, it can be mild, sure, but it has to go somewhere. It has to amount to something, and that herein lies, the initial problem, is that it really doesn't amount to anything. The extra story that you get through side questing and whatnot. And I'm debating in my head whether or not to go for the side quest stuff and the little specialty gear, because you kind of fight the bosses the same way you'd fight them now. There's not that much real difference to them. They all suffer from the same weaknesses that they had. The only difference is that you get to see a little bit of a different set of dialogue that's slightly different. And there's Bravely Default 2, we have Bravely Second, we have a lot of other games to get to. So a part of me is debating, is it better to just spend a couple hours leveling and grinding a couple of the jobs we want to use and some of the side jobs that we haven't touched yet, and go right to endgame-ish? It's something I'm definitely considering and whatnot. There's a job we haven't unlocked as well. And yes, you need to go through the world and multiple times to get to where you can unlock that final job. But again, is it worth it? Is that final job going to be really, really worth it or not? And again, I'm one of those who is reluctant to say, no, it's not. By this point of the game, and the way that the game goes from this direction, the way the game goes from here on out, it's very unnecessary to get that job. So again, it falls under a side quest that isn't technically worth it. So I'm kind of at a loss here of really what to do. And like I said, I lost some of my data when I had to start over from the beginning, so it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth with this run. And maybe, some years, down the road, I'll redo this Let's Play. Maybe if they remake this game series or something. I doubt they will, but if they did, this would be an opportune game for me to revisit. So I'm debating on that. Definitely I'll have an answer for you guys by the next episode. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/series for more live gaming action, because when we come back, see, you get half of the freaking job points just from that easy ass fight. There is no reason to waste your time fighting armies of boss fights that are only going to be worth 999 job points no matter what you do. I stand by that statement. There's no point in wasting our time fighting all of these extra bosses. That's what's frustrating about this scenario. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be getting some mad level ups here, so yeah, and everybody's gonna die because of Ring a Bell here. God damn it, Ring a Bell. That's not helping me right now. So anyway, I'm gonna level up some jobs, and whatnot, and then, like I said, I don't have to make that decision right now. I will make that decision by the next episode. But right now, for the time being, I'm gonna do some mad grinding here. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/XR for more live gaming action. And when we come back, we'll have a decision. Probably gonna go to the end, but I'm on the fence. Middle ground would be for me to try to get the Conjurer class and skip over a lot of the secondary and double battle stuff. So we'll worry about that when we get there. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.